The Bluegrass Band and I played a show on Friday night, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it didn't go all that well. We got off stage after the first set, looked at each other and we're going, this is kind of rough. That's in contrast to the week before last where we played, and we all thought it was a pretty good gig. As a musician, you're gonna have the bad nights, you're gonna have the good nights, you're gonna deal with insecurities. And so this video here is meant to tell you about the mistakes that I made personally, how I'm gonna go about fixing them, and there's gonna be some takeaways here for anybody that wants to go out, perhaps play publicly, maybe that's on an open mic or like a longer gig, or maybe you're already doing that and you deal with some of these issues and you just want something to listen to here. Or maybe you're just wanting to learn how to play guitar. I think that there is a need for this. There's a world here where, you open up your phone, you scroll through the videos, you don't know if some of it's real or fake, all right? So without a doubt, I have my good nights, I have my bad nights. I try to learn as much as I can when I bomb a show, and so that's what this video here is for. We're gonna divide this up into 3 different topics here. The first one, and I can notice this right away, I knew it when it was happening, I was not holding the guitar the way that I should. The first point here, practice sitting down and standing up, all right? This is something that I do before every show. Here at this gig, I'm not trying to, make excuses for my crap playing. The stage is situated one direction, the audience is the other direction. And I have to move into this microphone to take a break. We've been trying to figure out how to get more volume out of my guitar is the reason why we're going back and forth with like a pedal board and also a microphone setup. But you'll see in this video that the guitar is pointed up like that. And what that is doing is making it a lot harder to play. I generally have the guitar level like this, and so important when you're learning technique, especially with flat picking. Yes, your fingers matter like this, right? But also the position of everything else matters. I'm so big on observing other guitar players online and in person because the way they're holding their wrist, the way their wrist is moving here, their posture, you can look at like Tony Rice when he stands up and plays, he has like a very unique and recognizable posture. And all of this goes into how easy it is to play. So I think what was happening in this video is I was moving into the microphone and you've got to get it right there above the hole, and it just was a little difficult. I think my body was shifted in a way that just made playing a little bit more hard. And so what I'm doing to compensate for that is I got the metronome out last night, I stuck it on a table, stood up right in front of it for like an hour, and really tried to lock in how my muscles felt, right? That went into like my knee placement, which, knee is above the other, and doing everything I can to lock in into my head how I need to approach that microphone next time. Because if I don't have the posture right, if I've got my body twisted in a different way because I'm trying to look at the audience, but the microphone's right there, man, it makes it harder to play. Yes, you need to be an entertainer. I told myself a long time ago I wasn't gonna sit down when I perform because I'm trying to connect with the audience, make sure they're getting what I'm giving them, and that the business sees that I really find this as an important element. That way the folks come back and they keep spending money at whichever establishment that I'm playing at. But that being said, standing up definitely does make playing guitar harder. So just to recap the first point here, make sure that you are in tune with your body. I sound like a hippie when I say that, but it's very true. The wrist muscles through here, the muscles that are on like the back of my hand, I'm noticing how that feels because it's different if you're kind of positioned like this versus like that. It's like night and day. You can position your thumb differently. There's different amounts of pressure you can put on the fretboard. So be in tune with that. And to segue into the entertainment section here, for point number 2, this is something that I was taught during my days at ETSU in the Bluegrass and Old Time Country Music program. Because back then, we're in our late teens, early 20s, and insecurities were rampant. We'd go and play shows sometimes at 7 in the morning, sometimes later in the day, whatever it was, but you have got to be on as a performer, and a big element of that they told me over and over again, you will make mistakes. Do not let the audience know you made a mistake. Very big. I think of like a lot of players in the realm, like especially guitar players, because it's the harder bluegrass instrument, in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with that. But you just can't have that look on your face when you mess up a break and go, oh, sorry, no. And I do that from time to time, and I'm trying not to, because it's all about the entertainment. Remember, you're there as an entertainer. Most people are gonna love the fact that you're on stage giving them music, especially, you know, I'm in East Tennessee, so I think there's a bit of like connecting with your roots that a lot of people really appreciate. And at the end of the day, that's where much of the appreciation is. If you make a mistake, man, I don't think the average person is going to be like, oh, they suck. But you might be more likely to have that reaction if it shows on your face. So when you are playing, whether it be online, in person, you know, mistakes happen. They're gonna happen. Just smile and just let the audience know that you're having fun, because if you're having fun, most likely they are having fun. And number 3 here, you know, big takeaway is to stay persistent after these mistakes happen. I know a lot of my audience is older here. I don't want to say horrible things about perhaps the generation younger than mine, but I'm seeing we're living in a world where, you know, people maybe don't understand how hard work pays off, and that when it comes to practicing and being consistent and persistent in doing something that's hard, trust me guys, it's not the easiest thing in the world to go up and perform regularly 3, sometimes 4 more times a week. The reason I do it, there's a couple of reasons if you want to get inside of my head now. I am finding myself hopelessly addicted to technology. I think that this is a problem with a lot of people. It sucks you in, and by going and booking these shows, I am challenging myself to do something in person, to connect with people. Otherwise, I'm just here sitting on the camera and talking to you guys, which is fine, but I've got to get out of the house. I have to challenge myself to these new endeavors. I'm gonna show you a sign that I have up to remind myself to keep doing this every day. It says, do difficult shit. There it is. And that reminds me to keep persevering, to keep trying my hardest to do what I'm happy doing here. It blows my mind every day that I've been able to grow this channel, that I've got you guys watching here, and I appreciate all the support, but it ain't easy. None of it's easy. It never has been easy. So if you're at home and you're struggling with a G run or whatever it might be, or maybe you don't have that courage to go out and play the show, or maybe you played the show and you're like me and just didn't play a good show, trust me, it's easy to just wake up the next morning and feel a little bit defeated after not playing well. You're trying your hardest and then you just go out and kind of eat it. The easy thing to do is just be like, oh man, I'm just gonna, that went okay, and I just gotta practice and blah, blah, I might do it again, might not. Get out and do it again, because you learn by doing. And if you don't go out and do it, man, you're never going to be that guitar player, right? I mean, how many times growing up did I just imagine, kind of doing what I'm doing? It's kind of like a schoolboy dream here, and I would have never been able to do it had I not went out and really ate some crap in gigs. A lot of them. Like, go back to my teenage years and throughout my 20s and things. I've played everywhere. It gets easier, but you never stop feeling human. And what I mean by that is, like, you're always going to be comparing yourself to other musicians. You're always going to be thinking your playing isn't good enough or it should be better. And a lot of that is just noise in your head. It's a mental thing. One of the guys in the bands, I won't say which one, but he told me a story a while back, which I remember, and it's an important takeaway here to sort of finish off the video. He himself had a very bad experience, he says, with recording one of the first recording sessions where he went in and was like, hired to go in and play music. If you haven't tried recording, it really reminds you of how hard it is to play these instruments and to play them to the perfection and the level that we all strive to play. And when he was telling me this story, for him, it wasn't like I gave up. It was just like, it really impacted me negatively. And then I went and I learned from the mistakes and I did better. And now he's one of the better musicians that I know, period. And so if you're watching this and you struggle with these sorts of things, and maybe you're, hooked into the device like I am, and you see everybody playing better than you, don't be that way. There's a spot for everybody out there. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I'm really big on trying to connect with you guys in a way that is not AI driven, right? If you're in my paid course, Flatpick Foundations, learning guitar in there, a lot of the folks that ask me questions, I will literally pick up the phone, record a video, send them the video. That way they know that I'm not like a canned response or like I'm some robot AI thing. Music's hard. Acoustic music is hard. I think it's important that we're reconnecting with these instruments in a world where everything's plugged into a wall or needs recharging or just zapping our intellect right before our eyes. So folks, let me know about what you thought about this down in the comment section. Do you make the same mistakes? Did you get help out of this? Is this something you deal with on a day-to-day basis? I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and thank you so much for all the support here on the channel and elsewhere. I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.